Hello and welcome to a tutorial for SmoothTurret. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own turrets. Now of course I've included some prefabs with some pre-built turrets, and you can just drag and drop those into your scene and they'll work with some minimal tweaking. But as I said, today we're going to build our own using your own artwork, for instance. Alright, so for that I've included a blank turret template. I'll just drop that right in there and zero that out. As you can see, it's not much to look at just yet. But basically, the structure of this is such that you've got the root object, and that's got a couple scripts attached to it just for the basic functionality. And then it's got some other parts. As a child, we have the rotator game object. This will rotate right and left around the y-axis. And then as a child of that, we have the elevator, and this will elevate up and down around the x-axis. Then finally, we have the mount, and this is where you're going to attach weapons, cameras, or whatever it is that the turret's going to operate. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and break this prefab instance so I don't accidentally change it. And go ahead and rename this here to something like new turret. All right, now we can go ahead and start attaching some artwork here, some mesh objects. As you can see, I've got some in the scene already. The base, lower body, upper body, and a weapon over there. So I'm just going to drag the base here as a child of the root object. This part's not going to move. Now I'm dragging this as a child because different 3D programs will impart some rotation and elevation. And in this way, you can actually scale and rotate the object as needed without having to modify the parent component. You don't actually want to modify the parent components like these rotators and elevators. The game is going to do that for you. You can move them, but you really shouldn't scale or rotate them. So that's why we'll do the meshes as children of them, and we can move them as need be. Okay, so next I'm going to get the lower body here and put that as a child of the rotator, since this is the part that's going to rotate. Go ahead and zero this out here. Okay. And now I'm actually going to grab the rotator part and move this so that's in the correct position here. Let's move that up a little bit. I'm just eyeballing it here. And now we're going to grab the upper body here, and that's the part that's going to elevate, so we'll drag that as a child of the elevator, like so. We'll go ahead and zero this out. And then I'll actually grab the elevator object, and you can, like I said, you can move these parts, you just don't want to rotate or scale them. And again, there's more precise ways of doing this, but for now, I'm just going to eyeball this just for the sake of the tutorial, and just to show you the basic functionality there. Well, that looks pretty good. I guess we'll just tweak this a little bit here. All right, I'll go ahead and test these a little bit just to see if they're moving properly. So the rotator rotates, okay, that works. And we'll go ahead and test the elevator, and that part works, okay. All right, now for the next part, we're going to attach weapons to the turret, and I do have an included weapon here already. It is actually one gun, it just has two barrels on it here. And I'm going to drag that as a child of the mount, and then I'm going to go ahead and zero out its position. And now for this, since this turret is going to have more than one weapon, we're going to end up duplicating this, but we're going to move the weapon and keep the mount in the center, because the mount should be centered between all the turret's weapons here. So all right, slide that over to one side. Then I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to put that one on the other side. All right, and as you can see there, the mount still is centered between these two guns here. That way the turret will know how to properly aim multiple weapons. And as you can see, these are fully functional weapons with their own weapon scripts. That's fine. Next, we're going to have to let the turret know how to actually operate these weapons. And so for that, I've got a couple scripts here. Now, this is the way this is organized. Is you got the turret control and the turret script. The turret script handles rotation speed, angle limits, and the control script is going to designate what's actually how to control it, whether the AI is controlling it or the player, and how to coordinate any weapons it might be operating as well. So since we've got 2 weapons, we're going to, in the weapons field here, the size, we're going to change that to 2. And a couple fields pop up, and we're just going to drag and drop the weapons in there. And that way the turret will know how to operate them. And now, because this is twin weapons, we're going to actually have them converge their fire at a point so that they don't fire on either side of the target. So I'm just going to click Dynamic Converge there, and that'll slightly angle the weapons as it's moving around. So, all right, next we're going to have to be able to tell the turret what constitutes a valid target in the first place. And so for that, we're going to need a list of targets and a way to choose from them. And so for that, we need some more scripts here. And so under the scripts folder, under mob farm, I've got a target list. Drag that on, holds a list of targets. And next, we'll need a way to choose a target off that list. And for that, we'll use basic targeting. That's the targeting strategy. And then we'll need a way to populate the list, and that's the basic scanner. And that'll put the targets on there. All right, and now there's 2 basic ways to choose targets, designate teams, usually with tags or layers. And so you can see I got a couple square targets out there, and you can see that's tagged side 1. It's also tagged as layer 1 too, but that's redundant because you can do either or. And SmoothTurret will be able to handle both. And so back under the turret, under the scanner, you can see we've got a targeting faction method here, and we're just going to leave it at tags for now. And so we're now going to tell it one faction is going to be targetable. We're going to do side 1. You can have more than one faction targetable if you want. And then we'll give it a range, say 100 meters. And then detector interval is how often it refreshes the list. So we'll just do 1 second. All right. Now these scripts don't all have to be on this turret. You can have multiple turrets using the same target list, using the same scanner, even with their own targeting strategies. They're just all going to keep them on the same one here just for simplicity's sake for this tutorial. There are some fields if you move them around to designate locations, but like I said, just keep it simple for now. Now, for the targeting strategy, I've got closest, and that's all we need to designate there. It'll pick the closest target off the list. And so let's give it a shot and see how we're doing here. All right, looks pretty good so far. Now, if we want, we can make a couple tweaks. Let's go into the weapons here, and we're going to make them fire a little faster. Give them a little burst here as well. And then we can go into the turret. We'll change the turret speed, make it a little faster, set these all to 200. And I'm going to go into the turret control and actually have these weapons alternate fire instead of firing at the same time. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, that's pretty good. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you build your own turrets using SmoothTurret.